Okay, so here I am, sticking my head out the hatch to show you guys the ultimate test of this hatch. So it's a couple days later since we've re-embedded the chain plate. We haven't had any rain, so we are simulating the rain. Just running the hose directly on the chain plate there. Been doing that for probably, I don't know, 5 minutes now. So let's go back down here and take a peek. So this is dry. Pros and cons
It's been a good season.
of the with the Oru Kayaks. Yeah.
Oru?
Oru.
I think it's Oru.
O-R-U
I think
kayak.
it's Oru. I don't know.
Anyway, the folding ones,
Yeah,
they're
the
orange and white.
origami.
Yeah.
Yeah, really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so let's we said in our first video, the unboxing, that we were going to do an end of season update. So here we are. Let's start with some of the negatives that we've seen.
Or just let's talk about the basic
Observations.
functionability of it, right? So, yeah, I guess we could talk about some of the negatives first.
Yeah, and it may not even be negatives. It's just observations.
Yeah, and there were things we read about too.
Yeah. So we noticed that even before we bought it, some of the reviews were saying that water gets trapped in between the corrugated ribs of the plastic. Is if you think about a corrugated box, it has like hollow parts, and same with this plastic. And so we've noticed that water gets into the hollow parts, and of course over time that browns, turns green with algae, whatever. So yeah, that's something that we found as a negative. All right, another thing that happened on mine, less on Devin's, was
Didn't happen on mine.
a little piece of trim like broke off, like a piece of plastic trim. We'll put a little video up so you can see that. And clearly like wasn't supposed to happen. So it wasn't a big deal, but a big enough deal to reach out. I contacted customer support through oru.com, kayak.com, and they responded right away. They were supportive. They offered to pay for shipping to ship the boat back and repair it. But I didn't want to be without the boat in the prime season of the summer, so I didn't ship it back. We didn't fix it.
It wasn't structural.
Not structural.
No.
Doesn't really get in the way of anything. So, and it's probably something that I could repair myself anyway.
But how'd you feel customer support was?
They were good. They were responsive. They offered to fix it with a little bit of persuasion. They offered to fix it and pay for the shipping both ways. So, but yeah, I thought it was a good experience.
One thing is when we were having that bout of like 100 and some degree weather, we left them out put together, and mine was in the sun, and my seat got a bit faded in the areas that it was exposed to the sun, because it wasn't like completely exposed to the sun. So we noticed that the black part of the seats didn't quite hold up against the sun like a lot of our sunbrella stuff does.
So one thing that we really appreciate with the kayaks is we don't have to worry about durability problems. We notice that they're really structurally sound. We don't have to worry about them being inflatables and popping. But yet we still get the benefit of the portability. We'll talk about that in a bit. But during the summer, we were exploring like creeks and inlets and all up and down the channel here, bumping into sticks and logs in the water. And no problems. Dragging them up onto the beach, bumping them into the dock as we're getting in and out. So no problems whatsoever. So clearly the benefit for these is the folded size. So we've got obviously the hard plastic we love for the durability. You don't have to worry about punctures or scrapes or anything like that. But then they still fold up. And so being on a boat, we live in a small space. or if we want to take them somewhere with us and throw them in the back of the car, we can do that. The one downside I would say to mine, the Beach LT, is the folded size is significantly larger than Devon's Inlet model. But I needed the Beach LT because it carries more weight, and the inlet's the perfect size for Devon, but the inlet is significantly smaller in how it folds up. And so, that's one thing that we noticed when we're bringing them in and out of the boat. The inlet's way easier to carry and maneuver around in a small space.
I mean, folded, I can lift the inlet over my head. Like, it's really light. It's very light.
That's true. It's light too. So small and light.
I mean, yours is light as well.
It's not heavy.
No,
it's
I could carry it easy with
large.
the strap, because it comes with his has a strap and stuff that the inlet does not, the Beach does. So they've come up with ways to kind of help make it easier to be mobile when it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then there's the backpack thing that you can get too.
That's true. You could do a backpack too.
Yeah. I think another thing, while we're on the topic of the differences between the two, we noticed is in Matt's Beach, you keep the paddle and everything in there. And then on the inlet, there's no room to keep the paddle inside once it's folded up. So you have to keep the paddle separate, and that's kind of, I mean, it's fine. It's not been that big of a deal, but if you are concerned about wanting everything all compact into one space, the Beach would be probably a better option. And then maybe even the backpack strap. We haven't tried it, so we don't know, but maybe that would also kind of be a way to kind of help get it around, maneuver it a little easier. But for those of us on the boat, it's fine to have the little guys, because we can just tuck them in with the life jackets or something. So it's not that big of a drawback, but it is also very handy to have it inside his. So that's something we noticed. But either way, it's still a paddle, and it still goes down, and it still works great. So it wasn't a big thing. But what do you think about the cost?
Yeah.
Per what we get.
Cost. So they are expensive.
Yes.
Sometimes you can find them used, but even used, they're more expensive. And then the ones that we got, they were certified refurbished from the factory. So we saved like $50 or $100 or something, not a lot. So they're still expensive. But if you think about not needing to buy accessories for your vehicle to haul them around, they kind of work out, maybe even be a little bit cheaper, because you don't need to buy a roof rack, you don't need to buy a trailer. You don't need to buy straps to hold them down, because they can fold up and they can go in a back seat or go in the trunk or go in a hatchback, no problem.
And even your big one can
even
go
the big
in a
one
trunk.
Can go in a trunk. So like, even though the upfront cost is more expensive, you don't have to spend money on additional accessories to haul them around and take them someplace where you want to go explore
and make them usable, because I think that's a big issue too. There's a deterrent if you have to have all the accoutrements around it to make it so that you can actually use it. You don't use it. So for us, having something like this, and even others who don't live on a boat, it is more accessible and easier to get out on the water, any water, creeks, lakes.
Yeah, take it to the beach, take it to another river, take it to a neighboring lake, wherever. It's just easier because you don't need the extra roof rack or trailer or anything like that.
So I don't know, I mean, I guess overall, would we buy it again?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel very strongly I would be happy to. I mean, just the fact that I can, it's hard to maneuver things inside the boat and take them outside of the boat, like our kitty box and things of that nature, but I can maneuver my own kayak in and out of the boat. And that makes a big difference, because then it's like I don't have to disrupt Matt or always rely on Matt to do something for me. And so as living this life, anything that I can do that's on my own is empowering and just makes me feel like it's my own.
Yeah, and then, definitely the size and convenience makes it accessible and attainable. And they're sturdy. we can, they're easy to paddle through the water. Bella can ride in it with me. So yeah, I would say, would you recommend it to like other cruisers or other sailboat owners or your friends? Or
yeah, I mean, it's an investment, but I think that if you are actually a person who's interested in getting out on the water regularly, or having having a kayak, and you live on a boat especially, having those big kayaks on a boat can be quite cumbersome, especially when you add things like a paddleboard or you add things like a dinghy. All of those things add up, and it can come to a place where it's just too much and you have to decide what you want and what you don't want, and a kayak could be one of those things that you let go of. But especially in like mild weather, it's nice to have a kayak that you can not always have to worry about being in the water like you would maybe get a little wetter in a paddleboard. So it's nice to have that. So all of those, so many different reasons, I mean, I guess it's how you want to get on the water, but I think it's definitely worth it if you are interested in kayaking on the water.
Yeah.
And it's an investment, but it's worth it. Pays itself back.
Yeah. And leisure and exercise, so worth it.
And accessibility.
Hope you like our update. See you guys. The owners of the marina, they rescued a wild duck that was abandoned by its parents, I don't know. And
Whole family, really.
now she just hangs out, and yeah, it's really cute. Bella is definitely no match for the duck, but yeah. Her name is Lovey. Oh, and she just pooped. Typical duck problems. What you doing? Lovey.
I gotta poop on my dog.
Duck's in charge. Bella's like, get me out of here.
The duck is chasing her away.
Watch this too. The duck loves to bite your hand. Ow! But she really likes to go after the soft flesh.
Because she thinks you have treats for her.
No, I don't.
Nice.
Ow!
We need to get some treats for her.
Isn't that so cute? What do you think, Bella? She's like, Dad, stay away from this monster.
Why is it eating you? Ready.
Stink bug. She doesn't really like them. They must be like spicy. Oh, here it is. Right there.
Did she spit it out?
Yeah, it's over there.
She's a smarty.
It's gross.
She's like, that's not what I want to eat. That's not a water skipper. Oh, lovey.
So now we have cat meets duck.
No, Briz. You stay on your boat.
This is a world first here aboard SV Yara.
Baby, I'm really worried about the duck. I mean,
I don't
she can
think
hold her own, but
Brizzo would hurt her.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, she's meant to do that.
Briz, look at her. She looks like a wild panther.
I know, she looks like she's ready to pounce, babe. Like she's in hunting mode. Can we scare her back onto the boat, like further away from this? What? No, away.
Brizzo, hey. Ow, duck. Briz. Go away. Stay up there. Why am I getting attacked? I'm trying to save you.
No, Briz, back on the boat.
This is a mess. We'll be right back. I think Lovey is on the verge of coming paddling with us.
All right.
Let's go. Come on, duck, duck. Duck, duck, duck. Nope. Okay. Maybe. Duck, duck, duck. Oh, maybe. Come on. Let's wait for Devin to get in. Oh, there she goes. She was gonna come from her paddle with us, right? Oh, she's on the boat.
No. You got a passenger?
I do. A VIP.
VIP? Should we her to her dad?
Or is it a VID? Very important
Duck. Now you got a passenger.
Yeah. VID.
VID.
Wait,
Isn't that vid?
we got a VIP. Very important passenger.
Oh, that's better.
AKA very important duck. AKA I caught the vid. The VID. She's so cute. We're just hanging out here in the middle of the channel, having a good old time. So now she's just paddling right beside me as we go along. She's like, I'll show you the way. Let's go this way.